हेलो स्टूडेंट्स, आज हम 2023 का इंग्लिश लिटरेचर जो कि नॉर्थ ईस्टर्न स्लेट का पेपर वो डिस्कस कर रहे हैं। ठीक है, तो आई हैव बीन अ बिट बिजी ओवर द लास्ट कपल ऑफ मंथ्स। ठीक है, तो लास्ट कपल ऑफ मंथ्स में थोड़ा मेरा मैं बिजी था, सो आई कुड नॉट अपलोड वीडियोस, सो माई अपोलॉजीज फॉर दैट। ठीक है, सो बट नाउ आई एम फाइनली हैविंग सम टाइम, सो आई एम बैक क्रिएटिंग फॉर यू सम वीडियोस। ठीक है, जो आप लोग एग्जाम के लिए हेल्प होगा, क्योंकि आप सबको पता है ना नॉर्थ ईस्टर्न स्लेट में क्या होता है, प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चंस उससे भी बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस एग्जाम में फिर रिपीट होते हैं। ठीक है, तो टुडे आई विल बी पोस्टिंग 2 वीडियोस। आज मैं आपको 2023 का अभी ये वीडियो बना के फिर 22 का बना के आई विल अपलोड दिस। आप ये 2 वीडियो आप चेक करते रहो। ठीक है, इसको आप अच्छे से देखो, इसका ऑप्शंस भी जो 4 ऑप्शंस होता है उसको भी आप चेक करो। ठीक है, उसके बाद और हम लोग नेक्स्ट वीक तक और प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चंस कितना भी है दूसरा उसको हम अपलोड करेंगे। ठीक है, सो वही है। थैंक यू सो मच फॉर योर पेशेंस। ठीक है, आप लोगों का सपोर्ट और पेशेंस के लिए बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स भी मुझे मैसेज कर रहे थे कि सर प्लीज़ अपलोड प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चंस। तो हाँ, अभी आज थोड़ा टाइम था मेरे पास। ठीक है, तो मैं आप लोगों से वीडियो बना रहा हूँ। सो लेट्स बिगिन। ठीक है, सो 2023 का इंग्लिश का पेपर 2 फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन व्हाट वी हैव इज assertion रीजन का है। ठीक है, सो रीड द फॉलोइंग assertion एंड रीजन एंड फाइंड आउट द करेक्ट आंसर यूजिंग द कोड्स गिवन बिलो। सो क्या है assertion, क्या है? द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट सिंगल पोएम ऑफ द मिड 18th सेंचुरी इज आर्ग्यूबली ग्रेस, थॉमस ग्रेस एलिजी, पब्लिश इन 1751। ठीक है, तो ट्रू। और दूसरा क्या है, रीजन क्या है? इट्स फुल टाइटल इज एलिजी रिटन इन द कंट्री चर्च ईयर एंड एज सच इट्स सब्जेक्ट मैटर is much more the short and simple annals of the poor and to teach the rustic moralities to die and then the graveyard itself। true, ये भी true है। ठीक है, तो नंबर 1 होगा both assertion and reason are true। Similarly number 2 we have assertion and reason। Babsi Sidhua's Ice Candy Man is a novel based on the partition of this subcontinent। ठीक है, तो यहाँ बापसी सिडुअस नॉवल आइस कैंडी मैन के बारे में हम लोग पढ़ रहे हैं। ठीक है, तो बापसी सिडुआ आइस कैंडी मैन, इसको आप थोड़ा देखना एग्जाम के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से। ठीक है, क्योंकि ये 23 का क्वेश्चन है, सो वी आर राइटिंग दिस टाइम एग्जाम फॉर 2026। ठीक है ना, तो बापसी सिडुअस आइस कैंडी मैन इज अ नॉवल बेस्ड ऑन द पार्टीशन ऑफ द सब कॉन्टिनेंट। ट्रू, बापसी सिडुआ वॉज इन्फ्लुएंस्ड बाय कुशवंत सिंह इन राइटिंग द नॉवल, ये भी ट्रू है। ठीक है, तो ऑप्शन वुड बी ए, बोथ assertion एंड सॉरी ये फॉल्स है। ठीक है, बापसी सिद्धुआ वाज नॉट इन्फ्लुएंस्ड बाय कुशवंत सिंह इन राइटिंग दिस नॉवल, सो assertion इज ट्रू बट रीजन इज फॉल्स। ठीक है, सिमिलरली नंबर 3 वी हैव अनदर वन। द फॉलोइंग स्टेटमेंट्स ऑन राजमोहन्स वाइफ आर आइदर ट्रू और फॉल्स। चूज द करेक्ट आंसर फ्रॉम द कोड्स गिवन बिलो। वी हैव बंकिम चंद्र पब्लिश्ड it soon after its serialization and was elated after receiving the first copy। ठीक है, तो बंकिम चंद्र का फॉल्स। उसके बाद नंबर 2 है द नॉवल was serialized in 1864 in a short-lived magazine published from Calcutta। ठीक है, तो this would be true। By common consent, Rajmohan's Wife is the first novel in English published by an Indian, ये भी ट्रू है। Similar we have his vivid description on the routine of Bengali households reveals a lot about life in the 19th century, this is also true। So similarly we have number 3 we have is B। So please read Bankim Chandra Chatterjee's Rajmohan's Wife। ठीक है, तो ऑप्शन B is false, B true, C true and D true। ठीक है, now we have number 4, which of the following plays is different from the rest? So every man in his humor, Edward II, King John, Saint John। So we all know it is every man in his humor। Similarly we have number 5, which of the following novel is different in form? So number 5 we have is Pride and Prejudice, number B is Rob Roy, Walter Scott, we have Heart of Darkness, Wuthering Heights। So here we have the uncommon one is different one is The Heart of Darkness। Joseph Conrad's The Heart of Darkness. ठीक है. Number 6 we have read the following assertion reason. Similarly we have find assertion. Kate Millett coined the term gynocriticism. No, Kate Millett ने किसने किया था? This was coined by Ellen Showalter. ठीक है. Similarly we have gynocriticism is a literary project intended to construct a female framework for the analysis of the women's literature. So this is true. So assertion would be false. Similar reason would be true. So number 6 would be number B. Number 7 we have read the following assertion reason. Again assertion reason exam में बहुत आते हैं. ठीक है, नॉर्थ ईस्टर्न स्लेट में. So we have cultural materialists propose descendant reading which interrogates the hidden political agenda and power struggles within a text. Reason we have cultural materialists are consciously political and aim at transforming the social order. So this would be number B. Both assertion and reason are true, but reason is not the correct explanation of assertion. Now we have number 8. Read the following as again we have reason assertion. At the end assertion we have at the end of Heart of Darkness, Marlowe tells a lie to the intended about Kurtz when he says the last word he pronounced was your name. The reason is Marlowe tells this lie as he is secretly in love with the intended and wishes to tell her what she wants to hear. So this would be option. Assertion is true but reason is false. So this is true but reason is false. Similarly we have number 9. Read the following. So you know make sure आप लोग Heart of Darkness, जोसेफ कॉनराड का Heart of Darkness इसको भी आप पढ़ो. ठीक है, this is also very important for exam point of view, for NET also and for SLET also. Number 9 we have read the following. Again we have reason and assertion. Cultural studies is not an ontology mixed entity because it focuses on multiplicity of social or literary text. So this is B. Assertion is true but reason is false. Number 10. What is being described by Wordsworth in the following lines from his poem The Thorn? I have measured it from side to side. It is 3 feet long and 2 feet wide. तो इसमें what is Wordsworth describing? I have measured it from side to side. It is 3 feet long and 2 feet wide. Okay, in infant's grave. Number 11. Arrange the following novelists in chronological order by date of birth. We have Annie Bronte, Jane Austen, Anne Radcliffe, Fanny Burney and Maria Edgeworth. So इसको आप so chronological order में by date of birth. So इसका क्या होगा? Number 11 का first would be Fanny Burney. ठीक है, Fanny Burney. Then we have is Anna Radcliffe. Then we have Maria Edgeworth. फिर we have Jane Austen. Then last one is Annie Bronte. ठीक है, तो this option will be option number C. Similarly number 12. Which two rivers are mentioned by Andrew Marvell at the beginning of To His Coy Mistress? So this poem by Andrew Marvell. ठीक है, To His Coy Mistress. इसको आप अच्छे से पढ़ो. Read it thoroughly. ठीक है, some lines भी बहुत important है इस पोइम से. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे कौन सा 2 रिवर्स के बारे में बताया गया है, इसको आप अगर चेक करोगे ना तो दिस द गंगास एंड अनदर वन इज 3 द हम्बर. Number 13 we have read the following. Again we have assertion and reason. Historicism is a form of literary theory which refers to itself as a form of cultural poetics. Reason is it aims to understand intellectual history through literature and literature through a cultural context. So this would be B. True. Both assertion and reason are true. This is also true. Reason is also true. We have now 14. Read the following assertion and reason and find out the correct answer using the quotes that follow. Again, Elizabethan England saw an upsurge in dramatic literature. All the playwrights of the period blindly follow the rules set by the contemporary patron of dramas. So we all know this is true because Elizabethan England में क्या हुआ था? It saw an upsurge in dramatic literature. And this should be false. So this would be option number C. Assertion is true but reason is false. Number 15 we have read the again we have assertion region. There are many questions each year from assertion region. Aldous Huxley's The Brave New World belongs to genre called dystopia. So one thing what you have to know is utopian novels and dystopian novels, make sure you by heart it. Okay, exam में there will be some questions from utopian novels and dystopian novels. So what I want you all to do is by heart it all the dystopian and utopian novels. Okay, so number 15 is true. Aldous Huxley's Brave New World belongs to genre called dystopia. Here is an imagined state or society which is most desirable and interesting. तो इसमें क्या होगा? False. तो dystopia में ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता है. Yes or no? So we all know what is utopian, what is dystopia. Yes or no? तो इसीलिए this should be true and one should be false. So number 15 would be number D. Similar number 16 what we have, the following statements are either true or false. Now we have questions from true or false. The Woman in White is by Vicky Collins. Vicky Collins, this is true. ठीक है. Becky Sharp occurs in Esmond. No. Becky Sharp एक ऐसे character है जो it appears in Vanity Fair. So another one we have, the Forstall Saga group of novels are 5 in total. Is this true or false? False. It is not 5, it is 3. ठीक है. Another one, the character of Irene appears in the Man of Property. This is true. Similarly, our option will be option number D. True, false, false, true. Number 17, which of the following is not a novel? Number 1, we have John Fowles, a Maggot. Thomas Hardy is the Dynast. Iris Murdoch, the Sea. And number D, we have A.S. Byatt, Possessions. So this would be number B. Thomas Hardy's the Dynast. Another one we have. Similarly, we have now number 18. We have again assertion and reason. Okay. Jeremy Collier, in his short view of the immorality and profaneness of the English stage, attacked English theatre. Yes or no? True. This is true. Jeremy Collier ने short view of immorality and profaneness of the English stage में he attacked English theatre. Now reason we have, the contemporary playwrights were perceived by the custodians of the clergy to be abusive. True. Number 19 we have, okay, match the following: Romanticism, Harlem Renaissance, Modernism and Magical Realism. So we all know Romanticism originated in Europe towards the end of the 18th century. Harlem Renaissance ushered in a new era of black pride. Modernism, what we have modernism? Variated women of the early 20th century. Yes or no? Modernism मेन वो क्या है 20th century में तो है कि नहीं. तो magic realism we have mixes of the fantastic with the mundane. So this would be option number B. ठीक है. तो इसको आप पढ़ के जाना है. What is romanticism, what is Harlem Renaissance, modernism, magical realism. ठीक है. इसका थोड़ा आप knowledge रखो इसको, क्योंकि sometimes exam में पूछते हैं. Sometimes true or false, sometimes assertion and reason. ठीक है. So number 20 we have. What we have in 20 is the following. Again we have assertion and reason. ठीक है. Root creation started in the English language methodically from late 19th century. So this is true. ठीक है. मैंने Google search किया था. Some answers मैंने Google search किया है, some assertion and reason. So another one we have, because root creation is the sign of a developed language. This is false. So this will be true, and assertion is true, reason is false. So we have is option number B. ठीक है. Number 21 again we have match the following. So J.M. Synge, Harold Pinter, Samuel Beckett, Carl Churchill. ठीक है. तो J.M. Synge, Harold Pinter, Samuel Beckett, these are very important writers from net and SLET point of view. तो Harold Pinter का जितना भी वर्क से उसको आप आराम से बाय हार्ट करो. Samuel Beckett का, ठीक है. So तो J.M. Synge ऐसे ही. So this will be J.M. Synge. We all know it's the playboy of the Western world. We all know. Yes or no? Another we have Harold Pinter, The Caretaker, Samuel Beckett का The End Game, and Carlyle Churchill का Top Girls. ठीक है. So these books are very important. ठीक है. End Game, The Caretaker, The Playboy of the Western world. Sometimes character पूछे जा सकते हैं. So इससे आप you know इस stories को you know थोड़ा बहुत आप पढ़ो. So number 21 would be option number B. And then we have 22 multiple choice question. Who wrote the novel Hard Times? One of the very easiest question. ये सबको मालूम होना चाहिए ना. Hard Times by Charles Dickens. Charles Dickens का जितना भी novels है उसको आप you know chronological way में आप पढ़ो. Sometimes they give you the novels and they ask you know उसको आप chronology में आप लोग सेट करो. ठीक है. तो चार्ल्स डिकेंस, जेन ऑस्टिन, हेनरी फील्डिंग, विलियम गोल्डिंग, these are very important writers from NET and SLET point of view. You know आपको मैं बता दे रहा हूँ because ऐसे options में आया हुआ है. ठीक है. This writer, so what we have to know is you know एग्जाम में इनसे भी क्वेश्चंस आ सकता है, इनका वर्क से भी, इनका नॉवल, इनका प्लेस से भी. ठीक है. Similarly we have number 23. Match the items given in parallel columns. The Pope's wedding, the Patriot, for me, the fall down, the spot of my mad mother. ठीक है. So number 23 क्या है? The Pope's wedding is by Edward Bourne ना. So another one we have is A Patriot, for me is John Osborne. All fall for down is किसने लिखा था ये? जॉन आर्डन. और द स्पॉट ऑफ माई मेड इज ब्लास्ट क्या है? एंजेलिको. सो नंबर 23 इज बी. मैं आप लोगों को ना ब्रीफ में कर दे रहा हूँ. ठीक है. आप लोग इसको ना थोड़ा आप इसका चेक करना आफ्टरवर्ड्स, जब आप ऑप्शंस को ना बाद में आप लोग चेक करो. ठीक है. क्योंकि इस ऑप्शंस में भी क्वेश्चन आ सकते हैं. सो ना बी प्रिपेयर्ड, क्योंकि एग्जाम्स में पहले आया हुआ है कुछ क्वेश्चन से. सो दिस वी आर अब हम पेपर 2023 का कर रहे हैं ना. सो 26 में आप लोग एग्जाम है अभी, तो यू नो क्वेश्चंस में कम. सो बी प्रिपेयर्ड. Number 24 we have is the following statements are either true or false. Choose the correct answer from the quotes given below. Again we have true or false. Number 24 is what we have is Hester Prynne is the character in Hawthorne's Scarlet Letter. This is true. ठीक है. Scarlet Letter written by Nathaniel Hawthorne. इसको आप याद करना. Similarly we have is Nettie is a character in Alice Walker's Color Purple. ये भी बहुत important book है Alice Walker का Color Purple. This is true. ये भी true है. ठीक है. Marianne is a character in Jane Austen's Persuasion. नहीं. This we have in 1811 Sense and Sensibility. ठीक है. So this is false. Jane Austen's. So Santiago, we all know Santiago. Santiago is a character in John Steinbeck's Grapes of Wrath. ये भी false है. ठीक है. So this would be option number D. These books like Alice Walker's Color Purple, Jane Austen's Sense and Sensibility and all that, Pride and Prejudice, Persuasion, ये सब आप you know अब इसका नॉवल का स्टोरीज आप याद करो, स्टोरीज एंड कैरेक्टर्स. ठीक है. Similarly now we have is 25. Now we have match the following. Again we have O. Henry, the Gift of Maggie. We all know. Guy D. Maupassant is The Necklace. A.G. Wells, The Magic Shop. Another we have Frank O'Connor is The Lonely Voice. So this would be 25 would be option C. ठीक है. अब ऐसा में ना आप you know if you know one option then also you can correct, you can make the answer correct. Yes or no? तो इसीलिए आप नो 1-2 ऑप्शंस अगर आपको आएगा, आने से भी ना मतलब प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, क्योंकि स्लेट में इतना वो नहीं. इफ़ यू नो वन ऑप्शन देन यू कैन टिक द आंसर. बट नेट में ऐसा नहीं होता. नेट में यू नो समटाइम्स ऑल द थ्री ऑप्शंस वी गेट द सेम, ओनली वन इज द डिफरेंट वन. ठीक है. तो नंबर 26 वी हैव इज अगेन वी हैव ट्रू और फॉल्स. चिन्वे अचेबी. सो चिन्वे अचेबी इज राइटर फ्रॉम नाइजेरिया. ट्रू. चिन्वे अचेबी यू नो अब both important writer from SLET point of view, so make sure you read Chinwe Achebe. Again we have Aikewi Arma is a Kenyan writer. No, she is not a Kenyan writer. It's a Ghana writer from Ghana. True. Ghana. False. So number C we have is, this is false. Bessie Head is a writer from Ghana. This is also false. Bessie Head is a writer from South Africa. So Ezekiel Mapale is a South African writer. This is true. So Ezekiel Mahapale is also known as the father of African humanism. So remember this one. He is known as the father of African humanism. इसको आप note करके रखना. So this option will be option number D. So make sure you read Chinua Achebe, IEKW Arma, Bessie Head. ठीक है? क्योंकि these writers have been asked in previous exams. So make sure you read these writers and go for the exam. Now number 27, what we have is match the column. Match the column. We have findings. Findings क्या है? This should be method. Subjectivity, what would be? This would be thinking. Impact factor would be, what would be impact factor? It would be citation. Then research design, what would be? Framework. So this would be option number C. ठीक है? Now number 28, again we have assertion and reason. Jane Austen describes her novel as work on 2 inches of ivory. 2 inches of ivory. This is true. Google search किया है मैंने. Because of she points out to the sophistry of the work. This is false, but number 20. This should be option number B. Now we have number 29. Again we have assertion and reason. In importance of being earnest, Wilde is immoral and merry in his approach. True. So in the importance of being earnest, written by Oscar Wilde in 1895. ठीक है? So make sure you read this famous play of Oscar Wilde. But in the Picture of Dorian Gray, he is otherwise because the former is a drama and the latter is a novel. True. ठीक है? The Picture of Dorian Gray is a novel, but the importance of being earnest is a play. So remember, make sure to read the importance of being earnest by Oscar Wilde's play, and another one, the Picture of Dorian Gray, also for the exam. Number 30. So now we have is structuralism, deconstruction, new historicism, psychoanalysis. So number 30 would be, what would be structuralism? Structuralism would be Ferdinand de Saussure. 3. So we have is D here. Deconstruction we have is 4. Jacques Derrida. New historicism Stephen Greenwell. Psychoanalysis we have Sigmund Freud. ठीक है? So make sure you read these topics and also these writers. ठीक है? Because sometimes you will get answers, match the column answers. So number 31 we have, which of the following magazines did Joseph Conrad published in? So Joseph Conrad's magazine is The Outlook. Number 32, again we have match the following. Francis Bacon. Okay, writers from which century they are? Okay, so we all know Francis Bacon is 16th century. So A is 3. So if we have A3, number D. Oh sorry, no, it's not number D. Again we have to check. Oh, A would be 3. So Edmund Burke would be 18th century. So Edmund Burke would be, this would be B. Edmund Burke would be 18th century, while Walter Pater is 19th century and F.R. Lewis is 20th century. So number 32 would be B. Read all these writers. Number 33. The following assertion in reason, again we have either true or false. Choose the correct answer. Gulliver's Travels is enjoyed today only as a children's book because of its attractive fantasy. False. ठीक है? Another we have, because the elaborate satire subsidized losing its biting sting along with time and only the fantasy entertains all readers. False. Gulliver's Travels is not only a fantasy book. ठीक है? Now this will be option number B. Both assertion and reason are false. Number 34 we have, match the following. We have Kamala Das, Eunice D'Souza, Toru Dutt, Sarojini Naidu. So this would be, Toru Dutt would be the Sunshine the Kamala Das, the Sunshine Cat. We have Eunice D'Souza is one, Advice to Women. Another we have Toru Dutt, we have is Sita, and Sarojini Naidu we have The Village Song. Okay, so this should be option number B, 34B. Make sure to read Kamala Das, Toru Dutt, Sarojini Naidu. Okay, these are very important writers. Number 35. Again we have assertion and reason. Mikhail Bakhtin's account of dialogic communication opened up opportunities for contemplating about the role of production of meaning in supporting of transforming social order. This is true. Such theoretical positioning is prepared to accommodate contrary or even contradictory elements. This is also true. So this should be option number A. Now we have number 36. The statement given below are either true or false. Choose the correct answers from the quotes given below. In King Lear's, Cordelia, Gondrel and Miranda are sisters. No, false. This is false. Gondrel and Regan are sisters. Okay? So Macduff is Banquo's son in the play Macbeth. No, this is not Macduff. It's Fleance. This is also false. In Midsummer Night's Dream is a comedy written by William Shakespeare. This is true. Measure for Measure is considered as a problem play. True. So false, false, true, true. So here we have is false, false, true, true. This should be option number B. 36 should be B. Similar number 37. Again we have assertion and reason. In life's little ironies, Hardy dealt with little incidents in a cool and ironical method. So this is true, because he was strikingly critical as a true satirist. This is false. So this is A. Number 37 is A. Similarly, we have number 38. Who wrote the novelistic version of the Macbeth as part of the Hogarth Shakespeare project? So who wrote? This was Jo Nesbø. He was a Norwegian writer. Okay? Number 38. Number 39. Read the following again. We have William Jones thought that in imagination, ratiocination and philosophy, Indians were by no means inferior to Europeans. This is true. Google search किया मैंने. The Orientalists in British India were not sympathetic towards India's ancient learning. False. They were sympathetic. So this should be true and false. So this should be option number D. Okay? Similarly, we have now Aristotle, Plato, Philip Sidney, the new criticism. So we all know Aristotle's Poetics, Plato, the Republic, Philip Sidney's Renaissance, and then the new criticism, also called close reading. So number 40 would be option number B. Okay? So these are very simple questions. Okay? Very easy questions, but some किसी को हार्ड लग सकता है सो इसीलिए आप प्रिपेयर करो. ठीक है? दिस आर इजी, क्योंकि सबको पता है ऐसा आंसर्स. हाँ, तो इसीलिए प्रिपेयर, बी प्रिपेयर्ड. अब जितना भी ऑप्शन है यहाँ पे आप चेक करो. प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चंस का 24-25 को तो ऑलरेडी आई हैव अपलोडेड इन द चैनल. सो 23 आई एम अपलोडिंग नाउ. अगेन 22 आई विल बी अपलोडिंग टुडे. ठीक है? अगेन मच मोर टू कम. सो आप लोग जस्ट ट्राई. आई एम ट्राइंग माई बेस्ट टू हेल्प यू ऑल टू क्वालिफाई दिस एग्जाम. Now number 41. What we have is Okonko. Now Okonko is the protagonist in HEB's Era of God. No, false. This is not Okonko. It is Ejilu. Okay. Similarly, in A Grain of Wheat, Mumbi is the wife of Gionko. Is this true or true? Okay. See, these are African writers. In My Son's Story, Sonny Bill is Will. This is not Bill. It is written by Nadine Gordimer. My Son's Story. Okay. Now another we have is Mariama Ba. So Long a Letter is an epistolary novel. This is semi-autobiographical. This is written by Senegal, a writer from Senegal. Okay. So this will be option number B. So check these writers also. The names of this book and writers. Most important is they ask some books, name of the books, sometimes characters, but mostly writers and their books, African writers. Now another we have number 42. Again we have assertion reason. In 1709, one of the first editors of Shakespeare's works, Nicholas Rowe, imposed a pattern of structural order on works. This is true. Another one we have, this confirms his own age concern with order and propriety rather than stressing Shakespeare's formal innovations and experiments. This is also true. Okay? This should be option 42 would be option A. Both assertion and reason are true. Similarly, we have 43 number. Again, we have assertion and reason. Jayanta Mahapatra. So Jayanta Mahapatra is a very important writer of India, Indian playwright. So Jayanta Mahapatra is an Indian English poet. True. The Green Gardener is a short story collection. True. Written in 1997. So this should be both assertion and reason are true. Okay? So Jayanta Mahapatra, make sure to read this writer in his works. ठीक है. Number 44, Shyam Selvadurai, Sri Lankan writer. Michael Ondaatje, very important writer. Ramesh Gunsekara and Carl Muller. Now what we know is option, this would be option number B. ठीक है. A is 3. Shyam Selvadurai is swimming in the monsoon sea. Another one we have is number B is Michael Ondaatje and Anil's ghost. Ramesh Gunsekara is Monkfish Moon. And another one Carl Muller. Carl Muller is number 2, the jam fruit tree. So this should be option number B. Number 45. And we have is political Shakespeare is associated with cultural materialism. This is true. As Alan Sinfield and Jonathan Dollimore served as editors of political Shakespeare. This is also true. So this should be both as a reason are true. Number 46. Following statements are either true or false. The Parliament of Fowls is a poem by Edmund Spenser. This is false. We all know 1381 poem by Chaucer. Now Troilus and Cressida is written by Geoffrey Chaucer. No, it's false. It's a play written by Shakespeare. Another we wrote Edmund Spenser wrote Astrophel. No, Philip Sidney wrote Astrophel. Okay. Another we have John Gower wrote Vox Clement. This is true. So this will be option number D. Number 47. Number 47 what we have is match the following again here. Sense and sensibility, far from the madding crowd, the sound in fury, clean word. So the sound of the fairy is Benji. We have this writer. Oh, we have this character. Sense and sensibility, Jane Austen's. Sense and sensibility, we have Jane Austen's. Edward Ferrars, far from the madding crowd. We have Thomas Hardy's Sergeant Troy. So another first one is Kenilworth. Is written is 1821 Waverley novel by Walter Scott. ठीक है. तो make sure which are Walter Scott's novel, Jane Austen's novel, Thomas Hardy's novel. These are very important writers. Make sure to read their novels. So this will be option number B. A is 4. Kleinwolf is Dudley Carl of Lancaster. Another one we have number B is 3. The Sound and the Fury. We have character Benji. Similarly, number C, Sense and Sensibility. We have Edward Ferrars. And number D, we have is Far from the Madding Crowd. We have is Sergeant Troy, written by Thomas Hardy. Number 48. The following statements are either true or false. Choose the correct answer from the quotes given below. Number 48. Number A. A major backdrop of Dickens' novel is London life. This is true. Many, most of Charles Dickens' novels are set in London. Another way we have Jane Austen's novels are centered around lower middle class families of English village. False. Jane Austen's novels are not centered around lower middle class families. Now other one we have Thackeray's novel. William Makepeace Thackeray's novel are based on English countryside. This is also false. Henry James' novels are based on problems of fashionable London life. This is true. So here we have option number D. 48. Number 49 we have is which two of the poems in the following English are example dramatic monologue. So poems of dramatic monologue. Here Alfred Tennyson's Ulysses. Yes. Philip Larkin's Charles Going. No. Carol Endorf's Medusa. No. Another we have Catherine Phillips and Marriage State. So sorry, this is also no. So Carol M's Medusa's Meditation. So we have is D, option number D, 1 and 3 only. Number 50 we have the following statements are either true or false. Select the correct answer from the quotes given below. Eugene Ionesco wrote the play Rhinoceros. This is true. Another one is The Theatre of Absurd is a book by Martinez. This is also true. Very famous book. Another one, The Might of Sisyphus is a novel by Franz Kafka. No. We all know this is a book by Albert Camus, written in 1942. Albert Camus. Okay? Albert Camus is also a very important writer. Make sure to read his works also. Endgame. Endgame is a play written by Harold Pinter. No, it's written by Samuel Beckett. So one thing what I want you to read is make sure to read writers like Harold Pinter, Samuel Beckett, Albert Camus. Okay? So this would be option number A. Number 51. what we have is the following statements are either true or false. Again we have true or false. So Francis Fanon wrote 1961 The Wretched of the Earth. This is true. Renaissance self-fashioning from Moore to Shakespeare, a work by Jonathan Deliver. No, false. This is written by Stephen Greenbelt. ठीक है, I have searched it. Make sure to note it down. जो भी मैं बता रहा हूँ, make sure you note it down in your copy and make sure you revise every day. So Renaissance or self-fashioning from Moore to Shakespeare, a work written by Stephen Greenbelt. It is not written by Jonathan Deliver. This is false. Another we have Meta History. The Historical Imagination in 19th Century Europe is a book by Raymond Williams. False. This is written by Hayden White. This is also false. Marxism Literary Criticism is written by Terry Eagleton. This is true. So what we have is true, false, false, true. So this would be number D. True, false, false, true. Similarly, we have number 52. 52 we have the characters and name the novels. So Eleanor, Miss Havisham, Uriah Heep, Mrs. Norris. So Miss Havisham, this is a very important character, most important character from Great Expectation. And another one we have Eleanor. We all know Eleanor is from Sense and Sensibility. So it should be option number B. A is 2. Sense and Sensibility, Eleanor, Sense and Sensibility. Another one we have B. Miss Havisham, we have Great Expectation. Similarly, Uriah Heep, David Copperfield. And another one we have Mrs. Norris is from the number 4, Mansfield Park. So make sure you remember all these characters and the name of the novels and also the writers. Okay. So what we have is number 53. Now we have again miss the following: Homi K. Baba, Edward Said, Ashish Nandi, Francis Fanon. So these are the books and these are the writers. So we all know Homi K. Baba. Homi K. Baba is the location of culture, 1994. Okay, so make sure you note it down. Whatever I am showing here, whatever I am telling you all, make sure to note it down in your copy. So we have another Edward Said. Edward Said is Culture and Imperialism, written 1993. Similarly, Ashish Nandi we have is The Intimate Enemy, Loss and Recovery of Self Under Colonialism, written 1983. Now another one we have Francis Fanon, Black Sin, White Mask, written in 1952. So this would be option number A. Make sure to remember all these books and name of the writers. These are very important and this might again be coming exam. Upcoming exams. Okay? Number 54. Read the essay reason. We have V.S. Naipaul wrote the essay The Overcrowded Barracoon. This is true, written in 1972. Okay, V.S. Naipaul. Now he wrote the essay recording his experience of his visit to Maldives. No, this is false. His experience to visit in Indian society. So this would be option number C. A is true but R is false. 55. The Black Hermit is a play written by, we all know, Ngugi Thiong'o. So remember, you know these writers and their country of origin. Ngugi Mary, Kenya. Ngugi Thiong'o, Kenya. Wole Soyinka is from Nigeria. Buchi Emechita is from Nigeria. Make sure to read works of Buchi Emechita, Wole Soyinka. These are very famous writers and very important and very much favorite, of net setters and SLET setters. जो भी SLET एग्जाम सेट करने वाले उन लोगों का बहुत फेमस, ये राइटर्स है ना, उनका इसी से वो लोग पूछते हैं. वोल सोइंका, बुची एमेचिटा, गुगी वो थियोंगो. Every year questions come from these writers. Number 56. Again we have reason assertion. The famous tragedy of the Queen of Cornwall of Tintagel in Leonis is a place Thomas Hardy wrote in the 20th century. This is true. Another one we have is this is the only play written by Thomas Hardy. This is false. So this would be 56 would be true and false. So this would be 56 is C. Similarly we have number 57. Match the columns A and column B. So we have the books and the poems how they have been written. Revolt of Islam, Prometheus Unbound, The Ode to the West Wind in the Cloud. So this is Ode to the West Wind. Sorry, 57. So revolt of Islam is by 1817 Shelley. This is Terza. Oh sorry, this will be Spencerian stanza. Okay, revolt of Islam written by P.B. Shelley, 1817 Spencerian stanza. So this should be number D. Prometheus Unbound is 3. Blank verse 1820 drama written by Shelley. Another one, Ode to the West Wind. Ode to the West Wind we all know written in Terza Rima. Number 3. Or The Cloud is written by Shelley, 1820. Is written ballad meter. So this is option number D. Okay, so you make sure you remember these poems and in which this has been written. Okay, the ballad meter, terza rima, blank verse, form of poems. So similarly we have number 58. Match the items. Casca, Chairman, Hermia, Donalbain. So these are characters from which books? Casca is we have in Julius Caesar. Another one we have Chairman in Antony and Cleopatra. Hermia we have in Midsummer's Night Dream, and we have the Donalbain in Macbeth. So this would be option would be B. Make sure to read HOKM, Hamlet, Othello, King Lear, Macbeth of Shakespeare and other works also. Okay, number 59 we have Ode to the West Wind. Ode to the West Wind written Terza Rima 1820 by Shelley. Okay, another we have Crossing the Bar written by ballad meter written by Tennyson in 1889. Another we have Tintern Abbey written blank verse 1798 by Wordsworth. And another we have The Prufrock Poem by T.S. Eliot. So this would be option number C. Option C. Okay. Another one we have number 60. The Sound and the Fury. William Faulkner, we all know Sound and the Fury. The Winter of Our Discontent, John Steinbeck. The Ariel, Andres Mioris. We have The Man of the People, written by H.B. We all know Chinua Achebe, The Man of the People. So this would be option number A. Okay. 61. The Color Purple. We all know Alice Walker, 1982, epistolary novel. The American psychological novel by Henry James. The Monk, Gothic, written by Matthew Gregory Lewis. The Bride of Lammermoor, written by Walter Scott. So this would be option number B. So make sure you buy here these books and the writers and also the form in which they have been written. Okay. Number 62 we have Restoration Comedy. Restoration Comedy, development Shakespeare imagery, 7 types of ambiguity. We all know 7 types of ambiguity. William Emerson, Restoration Comedy by Bonamy Dobry. Development of Shakespeare's imagery, Wolfgang Clement. Then Augustine Satire by Ian Jack. So this would be option number C. Similar number 63. Again we have true or false. 63 will be extensive use of wit and conceit is the hallmark of metaphysical poetry. True. There was extensive use of wit in metaphysical poetry. Number 2, John Donne consciously misled the youth of his time. False. He did not mislead the youths. Okay. For more than 2 centuries, metaphysical poets had been lost in obscurity. True. John Donne and his followers affected metaphysics. False. So this would be option number C. 63 is C. Similarly, Psychorex, Psycho character in which section play? We all know Psycho is a famous character from The Tempest. 65. Which of the following is by Shaw? No, Strife, written by John Galsworthy. John Bull's Other Island, written by G.B. Shaw. Okay, this would be B. Similarly, Tinker's Wedding, written by John Millington Synge. Another we have Unicorn from the Star, written by Yeats and Ridgway. Okay, so make sure you check other options also and note it down for your upcoming exams. Similar number 66 we have Lang and Perrol, we will know. Ferdinand de Saussure. Hybridity, Homike Baba. Negative capability, we all know. John Keats. Chronotop, we all know. Mikhail Bakhtin. So this should be option number C. Number 67, which of the following statements are either true or false? So true or false. William Wordsworth valued nature because he discovered divine presence there. True. This is very much true. For Samuel Taylor Coleridge, nature is the reflection of individual mood. True. Another one we have, P.B. Shelley found nature to be a revolutionary spirit. True. Another one we have, John Keats admired and loved nature for its own sake. True. So this should be true, 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 true. Number 68, which of the following statements are true or false again? Duels at Decorum Inn is a poem by Wilfred Owen, World War I writer. It is sweet and fitting to die for one's countrymen. This means duels at Decorum means it is sweet and fitting to die for one's countrymen. Okay? So this is true. Owen is known for a war poet. We all know Owen is a World War I poet. He was influenced by Siegfried Sassoon. True. His autobiography, Sherstone's trilogy. Okay? Owen wrote anthem for doomed youth. True. So horror of war. So this would be true, 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 true. Dekha? In both 16 and 16 we have true, 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 true. All the options are true. Number 69. Which of the following writers do not belong to 19th century? So Jane Austen belongs to 18. So Charlotte Bronte, Eliza Haywood, 18. So these are all 19. Mary Shelley. So this would be number C. Number 70. Where do this line occur? To conquer Englishmen, maybe to complete the process of making ourselves free. So this line occurs in Salman Rushdie's Imaginary Homelands. Okay? So here we have option number A, Outside the Well, written by Rushdie. Here we have the truth is there is no one. Well, The New Empire Within Britain is also written by Rushdie. Why I Write is written by George Orwell. Okay? So here we have is option number B. To conquer English, maybe to complete the process of making ourselves free. In Imaginary Homeland, in Rushdie's Imaginary Homeland. Similarly, we have number 71. We have Eleanor, the British came near Dover, a dark cave in the middle of cauldron boiling, Cyprus, a seaport. Okay? So these are places. So Eleanor we have in Hamlet. The British came near Dover is in King Lear. The dark cave in the middle of a cauldron boiling is in Macbeth. Cyprus, a seaport, we find in Othello. So this would be option number B. Okay? So if you go through the story, you will know. Okay? These places where they occur. So number 72 we have. Okay. 72 we have lines from the books. So if music be full of love, play on. So we all know it's written 12th night. Oh, it is excellent to have a giant's friend, but it's tyrannous to use it like a giant. We have find this in Measure for Measure. Another one very famous, all the world's stage and all men and women are merely players. Is it like it? The time is out of joint. Oh, cursed spy, that ever I was born to set it right. In Hamlet. So this would be option number C. Okay. Now 73 we have number A. The theme of Heart of Darkness is partly the choice of nightmares facing whites in Congo. This is true. In first appeared in Blackwood's magazine 1899. This is also true. The name of the narrator is Kurtz. No, this is false because their name is Marlowe and Middle Ages ship captain. Okay. Chinwe Achebe commented on the text in the image of Africa in 1988. This is also true. So this will be option number C. Okay. And then we have number 74. 74 we have which of the following lines? Caesar and Cleopatra in the shade of the glen, the liars, the notorious Edgeworth. So here we have is Caesar and Cleopatra. We have is George Bernard Shaw, written by George Bernard Shaw. In the shadow of Glen, John Millington scenes. The liars we have is Henry Arthur Jones. And number 3, the notorious Mrs. F. Smith is written by Arthur Wingpion. This is option number C. So make sure you remember all these writers and these works. Okay? Sometimes these questions may again come for your upcoming exam. Now number 75, sorry. The following statement, again we have true and false. True and false, what we have is Pope studies his poetic career with pastoral poems in romantic moods. This is true. Pope studies his poetic career in Essay and Criticism 1711 with pastoral poems in romantic mood. Similarly, we have Shakespeare wrote his history plays from the sources like Ovid and Plutarch. False. He wrote from Raphael and Holinshed. Okay? Raphael and Holinshed. Consonant rhyme could not be much popular. False. The 20th century poets made various experiments with the sonnet form. True. Okay? True. So this should be option number B. Number 76 we have is King John, Edward II, the Duchess of Malfi, Charles, Duke of Brienne, the books and writers. So what we have is King John, William Shakespeare. Another we have Edward II, we have Christopher Marlowe, the Duchess of Malfi, we all know, very famous, John Webster. Charles, Duke of Brienne, we have George Chapman. So this will be option number D. Similarly, number 77, identify the following statements, true or false. Again we have true and false. To an athletic dying young is a poem by A. Huysman. False. Another one we have is Under the Waterfall is a poem by Thomas Hardy. Love poem. This is true. The Explosion is a poem by Philip Larkin. True. Another one we have is Homage to a Government is a poem by Seamus Heaney. True. Sorry, हम कौन से हो गए 77 ना? Sorry, हम 77 कर रहे हैं ना? Okay, what we have doing is 77. So 77, what we have is 75 we have done. Yes or no? 76 we have done. So we are doing 77. Yes or no? So 77 would be To an aesthetic dying young is a poem by A. Huysman. This is true. Okay. Another one, Under the Waterfall is a poem by Thomas Hardy. This is also true. Another one, The Explosion is a poem by Philip Larkin. This is also true. And another one we have Homage to a Government is a poem by Philip Larkin. This. Okay. So this is not by Seamus Heaney, it's by Philip Larkin. I have already written it. Okay. So this option will be A. Make sure you copy it for in your notebooks and read. Now number 78 we have is match the items given in the parallel columns and find the answers from the quotes that follow. Barabbas. Number 78. What we have is Barabbas, Genocrat, Queen Isabella, Mephistopheles. So this would be option number A. Okay. The Barabbas would be 4. The Jew of Malta. Another one we have is Genocrat, Timberline the Great. This would be Timberline the Great. Queen Isabella would be Edward II. उसके बाद होगा The Mephistopheles would be option number 2. The Tragic History of Dr. Faustus. So another one we have is 79. Identify the text. Tobias Smollett, Roderick Random. False. This is not. Another one we have is Annie Radcliffe, the Italian. No, it's a Gothic romance. False. Oh, sorry. This is true. Another one we have is Matthew Lewis, the Monk. True. Another one we have is William Beckford's The Vatic. This is the Gothic. True. Similar, number 80 we have. Number 80 we have is true or false. The Well Beloved is a novel by Thomas Hardy. True. Tom Joad is a character in Stone Steinbeck's. False. Tom Joad is a character in Grave of War. Okay. Another one, Hetty Sorrell is a character in Egoist. False. This is in George Eliot's novel Adam Bede. Hetty Sorrell appears in George Eliot's novel Adam Bede. Similarly, Tom Tolliver is a character in The Mill of the Floss. True. In George Eliot's The Mill of the Floss. Okay. So this would be number B. 80 would be B. Similarly, 81 and the following is true or false. Number A. Marlowe's dramas contain some rare songs. False. Another one we have is Lily's place contain abundance of songs. This is true. In Lily's place we have abundance of songs. Similarly, Shakespeare's history plays have many songs. True. Oh, sorry, false. Another one, Shakespeare's history plays have hardly any humor. False. So this will be option number A. Similarly, option number 82. 82 we have true or false. Modernist writers broke free of all forms and techniques. True. Because modernist writers wrote in their own way. They broke all forms and techniques. Number B. Henry James was a modernist writer. False. Some modernist writers depict absurdity in their work. True. Modernist writers saw literature more as a craft than as a flowering of creativity. This is also true. So number C. Number C. True, false, true, true. True, false, true, true. You remember one thing, Songs of Innocence written 1789. Here we have 19 poems. Songs of Experience 1794. Here we have 26 poems by Blake. Okay. So here the Solitary. Which of the following poems is not written by William Wordsworth? The Solitary Reaper in 1807. The Tablestone 1798. The World is Too Much with Us. Here we written by Wordsworth. So the Schoolboy written by Blake 1794. It is in Songs of Experience. Okay. It's in Songs of Experience. So this will be option number D. Similar, number 84. In the proof of poem, Eliot uses occasional rhyme, but in the Wasteland is not so. True. Because he totally switched over to Weir's liver. False. This should be option number D. Number 85. Jacques Derrida is the author of The Glass. True. He wrote about the condition of place in the process of signification. True. So this would be A. Similar, number 86 we have assertion and reason again. Assertion and reason. T.E. Hume, T.E. Hume is known as father of imagination. Was a central figure of pre-war avant-garde. True. He fought in World War I. Okay? He was a critic of pacifism of Bertrand Russell. This is true. 86B. 87 is the following stems are true or false. Again we have true or false. Lives of the Poets is by John Milton. False. It is by Samuel Johnson. Okay? 52 poets. Another one we have Life of Dr. Johnson is a autobiography. False. It was 1791 by James Boswell. The Prelude by Wordsworth is a part in autobiographical novel. True. It is 1850. Another one we have John Boswell can claim to be the best biography in the English literature. True. So this should be option number C. Number 88. Number 88 what we have is true or false. 18th century spelling reform a patriotic attempt on the part of Dr. Johnson and his followers. True. Americanization of English spelling is considered as a natural development. False. False. Anomaly in English spelling is mainly due to foreign influence. True. If French spellings are more regular than English ones. True. So this will be option number D. Okay. Similarly we have now 89. The following assertion reason. Again we have assertion reason. 89 is the heroic plays in the 18th century England were modeled after classical Latin dramas. False. Because this avoided French in false. This should be both assertion and reason are false. 89 is both false. Now number 90 we have. Number 90 is Annie Legatia Barrowell wrote the poem An Epistle to Mr. Pope. False. Similarly we have an epistle to Mr. Pope was written to contest poem's assumption of women's inherent lack of reason, importance of mind. True. Because Alexander Pope was a critic of women. Okay? Number 90 is B. He critiqued women in his works. Number 91. The Doris Lessing's The Golden Notebook may be called a science fiction. True. UK. Doris Lessing writer from United Kingdom. Okay? He was from England. She was from England. Another one we have is here is a conscious attempt not to script a meaningful, truthful, and realistic narrative. We have is true. Both assertion and reason are true. So number 92. Which of the following is not a fictional narrative by Charles Dickens? Charles Dickens' Sons and Lover, 1913. Number 93. Lawrence sought to propound a modernist philosophy which relied less on the date of God than the idea of freedom. True. D.S. Lawrence adhered to materialistic interception of history. False. Number 94 we have is which of the following fictional cultural locations are the same? So India, wounded civilization, area of darkness, India, mutinous. Here we have cultural locations are same. Okay. Similar number 95 what we have is assertion and reason. So here self-reflexivity is the most noteworthy aspects in John Fowles' The French Lieutenant Women. True. The novel by John Fowles has multiple endings with it narrative. True. So this should be A and false. True. Both are true. Number 96 we have is find out the correct statement from amongst the following. The shadow line is a wistful evocation of memory. Okay. Another we have the dancing in Cambodia narrates subaltern subversion of Western science. The circle of reason, 1986 first novel in Maxwell history and political reportage. The cultural chromosome is full of disjoint magic realism. So this will be option number A. Okay. Number 97 is a thing of beauty is a poem for epic poem Endymion. Heroic couplet Keats. Endymion, Keats. Number 98. Who wrote the following lines? In the prison of his days, teach the free man how to praise. By W.H. Auden. Number 99. Who wrote the following sentence? Examine for a moment an ordinary mind on an ordinary day. The mind receives a myriad impression, tribal fantasies, even or engraved with the sharpness of the steel. This is an essay by Virginia Woolf. Number 100. Last question. Who wrote the play titled The Dumb Waiter? It's a one-act play written by Harold Pinter. Okay. Now we have managed all the questions from 1 to 100 of Northeastern SLET English Literature 2023. Okay. So students start preparing. I know you all are preparing. ठीक है. तो इसलिए मैं previous year questions भी अभी upload कर दूँगा मैं अभी. ठीक है. तो make sure to like and subscribe. So thank you once again.